Well, hello everyone, and welcome to Harebrained Games. This is Tim Royal, and I'm here for the first in a new series of segments that I'm going to be doing for Harebrained Games. Now, in the past, you have seen me do video reviews of board games, and I think it will be no surprise that the frequency of those reviews has been fairly sparse. I'm a video game developer. We work some very strange hours at times, and so I haven't been able to keep any good pattern on that for the games that I've been doing reviews for. But one thing I can do is talk. And one of the things that I've been asking locally is for maybe a little less in the way of full-on reviews, or to keep the same frequency of reviews, but to provide more information to people. Some of my friends, some people who go to board game conventions in the Pacific Northwest area and such. So I'm going to start this segment, and this will be the only introduction segment for these in the future. I plan to do these weekly, generally on Mondays, and the whole point of these is to just kind of give you a taste of anything interesting going on in the industry. Those of you in the know already know about BoardGameGeek.com. You're probably already on YouTube checking them out, but for others, more casual gamers, this may be a resource used to kind of just keep in tabs with anything new that might be coming out that are interesting. My goal in each of these segments is to talk a little bit about anything new, maybe even posing a question. It's meant to be more of a variety kind of situation, like, hey, it's a variety show. You know, this week we have Dizzy Gillespie, next week we'll have Oscar the Grouch, you know. But at the same time, all episodes need to be tethered with some sort of constancy. I'm going to be showcasing in a very quick fashion 3 games each week that I either have newly acquired, or have had in the past and don't feel like I could probably give them a full-on review, but can still talk about them in case they're interesting for birthday presents. Christmas is coming, and stuff. So with that, let us begin and start our segment. Okay, so what am I playing right now? Oh wait, it works both ways. Flipships. Upwards or downwards, it's still the same. Flipships is a dexterity game that I've been playing lately. Just came out very, very new. And in the vein of, say, Flick 'em Up, which was a cowboy-themed, flick cowboy discs and such, Flipships is a lot more simple than that, and it's easier to set up, and it's actually pretty darn interesting. Because you're playing Space Invaders, and you're flicking discs up a stream, and I'll show some videos or a little scan of the gameplay. But ultimately, if you like flicking and flick 'em up, you're probably going to get a kick out of this. The ships do get special powers. Interestingly enough, the more damage you take for the base, because you're protecting a base from a bunch of ships that are floating down, trying to attack, and different ships have different rates of speed, different damage they do. But as your base takes attack, it opens up the possibilities to get more ships and more special abilities for the ships that you're flicking. Interesting, very interesting, because on the one hand, you want damage, but you don't want to die. Anyway, Flipships, that's what I'm playing lately. What other am I playing? Well, of course, I love me some Bob Ross. I love me Bob Ross. Oh, this game, The Art of Chill, available at Target. Not my favorite place, but there you go. Exclusively available at Target, or else I'd have ordered it elsewhere. But this game, curious. You know what? It's not quite the type of game I would expect to see it for a target audience of people who are just really casual, like, hey, it's Christmas, let's play something to keep Uncle Joe from getting in the juice. But at the same time, it's not complicated. It's an interesting one, but it really does feel like the vibe of Bob Ross, which if you haven't, you have to know about Bob Ross. Bob Ross rocks. Bob Ross rocks. Finally, just new and just out, for those of you biking aficionados, Flamme Rouge, or whatever you want to call it. I'm not sure. I'll have to look it up before I give it any more information, but I haven't even cracked the shrink wrap on this one yet. I'm doing a board game convention, or a board game retreat, in a couple weeks up at Cedar Springs Camp. Shameless plug. Google Cedar Springs Camp, and you'll see on their main page a 3-day board gaming retreat up in the hills and the woods of beautiful Granite Falls area. Lots of food, lots of fun, lots of folks. But this is a racing game. Imagine Formula D on 2 wheels. So I'm looking forward to giving this one a shot too. Those are the 3 games I'm into this week. And that's basically about it. I'm not going to go too far into details. I can, project some reviews I'd like to do. There's a couple of games I would like to get reviewed. Colonial Twilight is a new GMT game that just came out. That's a two-player coin game. For those of you who know what all that means, it will make sense to you. Those who don't worry about it. Other than that, that's about all we've got. Once again, in 2 weeks, for anyone interested, Cedar Springs Camp. If you Google it, I'll put the URL below in the comments thing. Interesting times, interesting little place. Always had a good time there. Very low key, very mellow. Just come in, play some games. There's a warm campfire. There's food, folks, fun, fellowship, all that stuff. Anyway, that's it for this week, and we'll see you next week on Harebrained Games.